In the beginning of the drama, we are shown two girls' bodies floating on the water, and a madam whose name is Malin. She runs a club. She was searching for a girl Yuji. Actually, she had sold this girl Yuji to Mr. Shiva. She already took the money, but that girl did not want to hand herself over to him, so she jumped into the water. Meanwhile, her search was still going on that I will not leave this girl at all. How can she run away like this? How is she going to return so much money to Mr. Shiva? Then suddenly she finds two girls' dead bodies, in which one was Yuji and the other one's name was Annie. Now Yuji was already dead. At first she thinks maybe she is acting, but very quickly she confirms that it is not like that. But the other girl with her was alive. Her body was also completely fine and fit. So in her evil mind an idea comes that why not give this girl Yuji's fate? In this way Mr. Shiva will also become happy and he will not know anything, and this girl will also get a new identity. So she gets this girl's surgery done and her face gets completely changed. Now Malin says that I saved your life and also gave you a new face, so you will have to do whatever I say. For now, their plan is to send her to Mr. Shiva. In the next scene, this girl whose name was Annie but now she became Yuji, she is shown to Mr. Shiva. Mr. Shiva becomes very happy after seeing her and also looks excited that now you cannot escape from me. Yuji feels very angry on this. As soon as he comes close, she teaches him a good lesson that you will not be able to escape from me. And then after beating him properly, she runs away from there. But very quickly she gets caught by Miss Malin again. She was not going to forgive her that you made such a big customer angry. She locks this poor girl inside a coffin and says that today your death here is confirmed. And at that moment, our hero Lin makes a powerful entry from above. He specially came to rescue Yuji, and as soon as he arrived, he starts asking, "Tell me the truth, who are you?" And with this, the scene shifts to flashback. Now we are shown a little story of Annie that before she was seen in the water, she was getting married to Ming, and Annie was very happy because she liked Ming a lot and her dream was about to come true that the one she loves is going to become part of her life. Now in this wedding gossip had already started that Yuji is marrying only for money, or she wants to get his position. The reality was that Ming had heard all this, and he shuts them up saying it is not like what you think. I truly love Yuji, and that is why I am marrying her. From now on I should not hear such things again. Just before the wedding ceremony starts, Lin enters. Lin is actually Ming's best friend, and he specially came to attend his wedding and to tell him about a deal he fixed. As soon as Yuji's father sees Lin, he gets very angry that what is this man doing here? Seeing this, Ming quickly handles the situation that he is my best friend, so if he will not come to my wedding then who will? Somehow Ming's father also calms down and invites him for a drink, but Lin refuses and goes aside. He did not like Lin coming here at all. Lin had just finished a deal and he was telling Ming about it, and he was confident that very soon they will rule this city if things keep going like this. Then Ming takes him to meet his future wife, and secretly, he mixes something in her drink. After drinking it, Yuji's condition becomes very bad. Soon Yuji understands that the one who brought her to this bed is Ming, and on her wedding day, he sold her to his best friend. Now Lin says that no man in this world is worthy of trust, and you should remember this. He does not do anything to her but gives her a knife and leaves. Yuji takes that knife and runs towards Ming that I will not forgive him at all. What kind of disgusting thing he did? Who does this? I loved him so much. And as soon as she reaches Ming, in front of her, when she saw this, her eyes remained wide open in shock because just now Ming had killed her father, and that too right in front of her eyes. She became very angry and asked, "Why did you do this?" Now Ming only wanted Yuji family status. That is why he did all this. And he also said that I know my father did not like Lin at all. That is why I purposely sent you to Lin so that when your father finds out that his daughter lost her honor because of the person he hated so much, then how would he feel? And anyway, whatever my wife ordered, I always had to accept it. I did not like this at all. You people always treated me like I was below you. He already made a full plan to drown them here and kill them so that from today your identities will be mine and no one will ever know how you both died. With this, the scene shifts to Annie, who had now become Yuji. She tells that when Miss Malin locked her in Annie's room because she wanted to send her to Shiva, then suddenly she saw a letter, and it was actually written by Annie for her fiancé Lin. As soon as she read Lin's name, she realized that Lin is the same man who came on her wedding day, and he is Ming's best friend. Then she found out that in childhood Annie's father had fixed their engagement, but later her situation became very bad. Her father died. She was kidnapped and sold to that club where Miss Malin is the madam. This poor girl had a very difficult life, and she wrote that letter with the hope that one day Lin will find it and come to find her. After reading this letter, An idea came into her mind that why not use Lin? In this way, I will take revenge from Ming and also take all the property from him, which he has become the owner of. She purposely started working more at Miss Maline's place. She could have escaped from there, but she did not run away. She even put up a big poster there and wore the same necklace in her neck so that Lin would come searching for that necklace. And truly Lin saw that necklace on her neck, and from that moment he started searching for her, and finally he came to save her from Miss Malin. Now when he was asking who are you, especially because he saw the necklace, he just wanted to confirm once more, so she said that I am Annie. After that, Lin becomes very angry at Miss Malin that how dare you treat my fiancé like this, and he locks her in the same coffin in which Yuji was locked before. After finishing everything, he picks her in his arms and takes her away from there. After reaching home, he says that what did you think? That I will accept any random girl as Annie? No way. Then he tries to see her birthmark and says that I cannot clearly see any special mark here. You must be some other girl pretending to be Annie, because he had only seen Annie in childhood and he did not know how she would look when she grows up. Then she tries to explain that actually she did have that birthmark, but because Miss Malin used to torture and beat her, it got ruined. She had secretly seen when Annie was taken out of the water that there were flower-shaped marks on her body, which were her birthmark. Somehow he starts believing her, and he already had a plan to marry her. Then Majid, who is his very close friend, also works for him and is his personal assistant. He asks him to find Annie's biodata. Majid finds out that her father had died, and after that she was kidnapped and sold to Miss Malin. Now he starts thinking that maybe that girl was telling the truth. He gives her a very nice room to stay. She had just sat there when Ming suddenly comes from behind and grabs her and tries to recognize her, saying that your eyes remind me of someone. She also tries to go close to him and says that after seeing you, I also feel like we have met before and you remind me of someone. After saying this, she was about to attack him, but as soon as she sees Lin coming from upstairs, she hides behind Lin and says, see how he was trying to take advantage of me. Lin immediately scolds Ming, gets angry and says that she is my girl and I will not share her with you. No matter what. Stay away from her, understand? I agree that we are best friends, but I will never share her with you. Seeing both of them arguing like this, she feels very happy because she thinks that through Lin she will take her revenge. In the next scene, in the office, she brings soup for him, and they are talking when Han comes. He wants to talk to Lin, but he does not want to speak in front of this girl, so he says send her away first, then I will tell you everything. After that, understanding the situation, she leaves, and later Lin gets angry at Han and asks, why did you say that? She is also now a member of our family. You should have said everything in front of her. But Han says no. Do you not know what kind of girl she is? She is a stained girl, and you want to marry her? I will never allow this. Hearing this, Lin gets very angry and says, how dare you say this? Whatever kind of girl she is mine. Our engagement was fixed in childhood, and I will marry only her, so it is better you stay out of this. Meanwhile, she was sitting near Yuji's father tablet, and seeing him she remembers her father and how he died because of Ming, and she decides again that she will take revenge. At that moment, she sees Lin nearby and she purposely starts crying and says, Father, you left me alone, and because of me Lin also has to suffer. He will marry me and his reputation can be ruined. Hearing this, Lin feels bad and says, you do not need to worry. I promised your father, and I promise you too that I will always protect you and never leave you alone. After this, Yuji gets some courage. On the other hand, Han still does not accept her, and when she tries to talk about wedding cards, he ignores her and leaves. She gets angry and thinks everyone should know that she is going to marry Lin, because people will keep talking anyway. Then she hires a girl and tells her to spread this news everywhere. Soon the news spreads in the whole city, and some people come and misbehave with Han and say what kind of girl your boss is marrying and what will happen to your gang now. He gets very angry and they start fighting, and in this fight some of their goods also get damaged. When Lin finds out, he becomes very angry and says, you people did wrong. You should have discussed with me. If people were talking, then let them talk. What difference does it make? He is about to punish them when she comes in front and says, do not say anything to them. If they said anything, it was because of me. Her plan was to win Han's heart, and she thought if she takes the punishment, then maybe his heart will change. And it really works. because earlier he was against her, but now he believes she is not that bad. He supports her and even apologizes to Lin and accepts her as his sister-in-law. Now she becomes worried because she got punished and even has injury marks on her back. Later, Lin applies medicine and gets a little angry that why did you get hurt for them? She says they are like my brothers, so I had to protect them. In this way, she wins Lin's heart and he shows her the ring he will give her at the wedding. Next day, he notices she is missing and searches everywhere. When he cannot find her, he goes to the bathroom because the door is open. She had just come from somewhere and entered through the window, and at the same time he also comes there. She somehow covers herself, but he notices the open window and thinks she is hiding something. At night, she is getting ready for the wedding when suddenly she sees a girl whose name was Lumen looks exactly like her and gets shocked. Someone had done that girl's surgery to make her look like Yuji. That was Lumen, but Ming gave her Yuji's identity because he wanted Yuji family's status at any cost. Now she understands that all this was done by Ming on purpose, but she decides she will never forgive him no matter what he does. She just wants Lin to always stay with her. At the wedding, she sees Rue, who used to be her maid. It feels like this girl, Rue, who was a maid, had been with her since childhood, and something wrong was happening with her too. She did not know that the girl who was moving around with Ming was not Yuji, but someone else. She tries to go and tell her the truth, but then she gets shocked herself when she sees that Rue is actually having an affair with Ming. From their conversation, she understands that this is not something new. It has been going on since long ago, even before her wedding with Ming was going to happen. Rue was saying that we already got Yuji out of the way, so now what problem is left? When are you going to marry me? Ming tells her to wait a little more. He always gives her the same excuse that he loves her and will marry only her. The girl who was pretending to be Yuji was also just being used by them because they had hired her and she knew the whole truth. Ming could not leave Rue either because Rue was blackmailing him that if you ever try to leave me, then I will tell everyone the truth about what you did to Yuji family. Hearing all this, she becomes very sad. Suddenly something falls from her hand and Ming hears the sound and comes to check who is there. Luckily, Lin comes there at that moment, and because of him, she gets saved. Everyone was inviting them to the wedding, and finally the wedding starts. They take vows that they will always stay together and protect each other. Then it is time for Ming and the fake Yuji to cut the cake. Suddenly Lin feels something strange, like the cake might explode, and really that happens. Without caring about his own life, he runs towards Ming to see if he is okay. Yuji becomes worried for Lin because he does not even care about his own life and immediately goes to help Ming. Actually, her whole plan fails because she was the one who had planted the bomb in the cake so that when they cut it, Ming would die just like he killed her father and her revenge would be complete. But because of Lin, everything gets ruined. Now she becomes worried that if there is an investigation, then she might get caught and Lin might find out that she did all this, and then she will never be able to complete her mission. Lin orders Han to investigate and find the person who did this, who wants to kill Ming or who is his enemy. While Lin is talking, Yuji looks very nervous and Lin notices this. Seeing all this, Lin starts suspecting that this girl is hiding something from him. After Han leaves, Lin suddenly asks her where did you go in the morning and who takes a shower with the window open. Then she quickly takes out a watch and shows him and says she went to buy this for him as a wedding gift because she did not want to come empty-handed. Suddenly Lin tells her to go and bring a file from the drawer. She brings the file and gives it to him, and then he suddenly grabs her neck and says that there was paint there and Yuji had paint allergy since childhood. He also tells a childhood story that once she tried to run away from home and there was paint in the temple and because of allergy, she was crying a lot, but nothing happened to you. If you still do not tell the truth, then see what I do to you. He even tries to push her into water because he is very ruthless and he cannot tolerate if someone lies to him or hides something from him. Then she immediately says that she is not Annie but Yuji. Miss Malin gave her Annie's identity because both of them fell into the water and she was an orphan girl. When Miss Malin found out that Annie died, she had already signed a contract with a man named Shiva and had taken money from him, and she did not want to return the money, so she did Yuji's face surgery and gave her Annie's face and kept her locked in one place. When she was taken to Annie's room, she found a letter there. And when she saw that Annie was engaged to Lin, she called him for help so that he would come and save her from Miss Malin. She still does not tell the whole truth. Lin says, "How can I believe you?" Then she gives him that letter to read and says, "See who wrote this." It was written by Annie. She actually wanted to break this engagement because she knew he wanted to marry her because of her father, although she loved him and maybe he also had feelings for her. She knew that later Annie also fell into the hands of Miss Malin, and she knew there was no hope of escape because the person to whom whom she was sold was someone she did not like. That is why she took her own life, because she thought it was better to die than live like that. After reading this letter, Lynn slowly starts believing her story. First, he tells her to take him to Annie's grave, and she immediately takes him there. There he tells her that you have 1 day, and within 1 day, if you cannot find the person who mixed the bomb in the cake, then see what I will do to you. This means he still had not fully believed her. She starts her investigation, and after some days she comes and tells him that she found out which girl mixed the bomb in the cake. That girl was Rue, who was having an affair with Ming. Rue is caught and questioned, and Yuji purposely drops a receipt from Rue's pocket so that everyone believes Rue bought the bomb material. Now they all think that Rue must have done this because she loved Ming and wanted to kill the girl who was with him so that she could be with him. Rue still keeps denying it. When Lin and his men leave from there, Yuji tells Rue, do you still not recognize me? Whatever you people did to Yuji family, I will take full revenge. Then Rue realizes that she is actually Miss Yuji and she is alive. Rue begs for forgiveness and says she is pregnant with Ming's child and asks her to let her go. Yuji says, okay, I forgive you, but leave this place and disappear. If I see you again, I will not forgive you. While they were still talking, Ming comes from behind and kills Rue because he thought she might tell the truth to Yuji. Actually, Ming had started suspecting that the girl pretending to be Annie might actually be Yuji. After killing Rue, he leaves from there and tells his assistant to keep investigating. Now we also find out that Ming is involved in gambling and illegal work, and Lin also suspects this. That is why Lin stays close to Ming so that he can find out what he is doing. Lin also knew that Rue, who was Yuji's maid, was having an affair with Ming, so he wondered if the real Yuji did not know about this since she lived in the same house. Now Lin also starts doubting that the girl living with Ming as Yuji is not the real Yuji, but someone else. On the other hand, Yuji becomes scared that maybe Ming has found out her identity, and then she will never be able to take revenge because he might kill her. She wakes up from this scary dream and immediately starts packing her things because she wants to leave Lin Mansion as soon as possible. But Lin does not let his wife leave so easily and stops her. Then we find out that Lin already knew that Rue did not plant the bomb in the cake, but it was actually Yuji's plan. Still, he tells her that they got an invitation from Ming's house and they have to go there, and she cannot go anywhere. He even says that if you refuse, then I will tell Ming that you tried to kill him, then see what happens. She has no choice, so she stays, but now she becomes very curious that Lin acts like Ming's best friend, but he still did not tell him the truth that she tried to kill him. She thinks maybe Lin also has some hidden motive, and she decides she will find out. Then both of them are shown at Yuji Mansion where she had spent very good time with her father, but now Ming and that hired girl Lumen had taken over everything. It was not dinner time yet, so everyone started playing games together. Meanwhile, Lumen was trying to seduce Lin, and Yuji noticed everything and became very angry. Lumen kept insulting Yuji again and again, saying she worked in a club and must have seduced many men. Yuji gives her a strong reply, and even Lin supports his wife, which makes Lumen very angry. Lumen goes outside with an excuse and Yuji follows her. Seeing the palace again, Yuji remembers her father and the good times she spent there. Then she suddenly notices that Lumen is telling a servant to throw away her father's tablet, which was kept outside. She was furious seeing the orders being given to throw away her father's tablet. Her anger mixed with hurt. It was unthinkable that someone could behave this way. She rushed to the uncle giving the orders and stopped him firmly, insisting he should not proceed. To ensure proper care, she even handed him some money, instructing him to take good care of the tablet. Satisfied for a moment, she turned back, only to find Lumen again starting her usual insult. Without thinking twice, she raised her hand and delivered a sharp slap to Lumen's face, warning her sternly that no such action would be tolerated in the future. Witnessing this, Lumen's anger intensified, and even Ming, irritated by the commotion, ended up insulting Lumen before she stormed off. Lin followed, not wanting to lose track, as he needed to know exactly who this girl was. In casual conversation, he tried to check if she was upset about the night they had supposedly spent together. She firmly told him no, not at all. From this, Lin began to realize that Ming had hired this girl, and she was definitely not the real Yuji. In reality, the night never happened. They had never shared that moment. When Lumen attempted to get close to Lin, he stopped her, reminding her that only his wife had a place in his heart, and there was no room for anyone else. After both departed, Ming approached Yuji, attempting to provoke her. He asked if it didn't bother her that her husband had gone after another woman, suggesting that they two should be together. Yuji firmly rejected him, asserting that no matter how her husband behaved, she would never betray him. A gun was nearby, intentionally placed there by Lin for her protection. Until Lin returned, both Yuji and Ming ended up on the floor, and a gunshot rang out. She thought Ming might have been killed, but that was not the case. Lin quickly lifted her and brought her to a theater where an entire play had been arranged. The story in the play mirrored Yuji's life exactly, about a girl who took on someone else's identity to achieve justice. Watching this, Yuji realized that Lin already knew her truth, that she was Mr. Singh's daughter and had become Annie to take revenge from Ming, who had killed her father. Lin explained that Ming's actions, while harsh, were justified because her father had been involved in questionable dealings himself. Hearing this, Yuji's anger surged. She demanded to know why, if Lin already knew her true identity, he had not told her sooner, and why Ming was left in the dark. Lin responded that he, too, had personal enmity with Ming, and that her father's death had been part of a larger struggle. Ming wanted to seize all the business, and her father refused, resulting in his murder. Suddenly, she saw a young girl in a terrible state due to drugs, begging desperately for money. Lin intervened and chased the girl away, but the sight left Yuji shocked, questioning how her father could be involved in such things. Yuji struggled to accept this, insisting her father could never engage in illegal business. Suddenly, a scene unfolded outside. Despite the rain and confusion, she returned to Lin, confronting him about blaming her father without proof. Lin calmly assured her that she could carry out her own investigation, and if she wanted, he would support her fully. She asked him to deal with her and cooperate together. Anyway, I know you don't get along with Ming very well. On one side, you are secretly investigating him. If Ming finds out about this, so you will have to make a deal with me. Together, they'll expose Ming and clear her father's name in front of everyone. Yuji, with her leg injury and exhaustion, Lin gives her support. He gave her his coat and carefully applied medicine to her wound. As he came closer, her heartbeat quickened and confusion swirled in her mind. Lin then instructed her to come with him so that everything could be clarified, promising that all secrets would be revealed. The next day, he brought her to a gathering where dozens of people had assembled. She tried to escape, fearing that the truth about her father's dealings would be exposed, whether he had really met Ming, whether he had any part in the drugs or illegal activity. As she moved, a man sitting nearby suddenly grabbed her hand, trying to force her into submission. Panic surged through her, but before anything could happen, Lin appeared just in time. With his intervention, she was saved, and together they managed to get away safely. Later, she attempted to examine the drugs personally, hoping to detect any traces that could reveal whether her father had been involved. The smell, the composition, it could confirm what she had suspected for so long. Lin arrived swiftly, stopping her, clearly shocked at the reckless move. She froze, realizing how impossible it would be for her father to have worked with Ming in such a way. Yet the evidence in front of her was undeniable. The smell confirmed what she had sensed at home before, even though her father had denied it back then. Slowly, the reality sank in, but she still struggled to accept it fully. When she tried to confront Ming directly, Lin intervened again. He asked her whether she truly believed her father could be guilty of such deeds. She did. Her trust in him was unwavering. She vowed to prove his innocence at any cost, no matter the dangers. At that moment, Han arrived with an invitation card from Mr. Dai. The card listed both Ming and his wife as attendee. Initially, he refused to go, but Yuji insisted, saying they had no choice. They needed to attend to uncover the truth. Their plan was to gain Lumen's trust, as only through her could they access the resources and secrets controlled by Ming in the mansion. With Lumen nearby, they could conduct their investigation subtly and effectively. In the next scene, they were shown at Mr. Dai's house. She complimented Ming's wife's bracelet, deliberately stepping on it while Lumen served drink. The bracelet broke, and she feigned anger at Lumen, a calculated move to distract her while planting seeds of influence in her mind. She had already discovered Mr. Dai's taste in music, so she suggested a dance and cleverly included Lumen in the invitation. This was part of her plan to make Lumen feel obligated, increasing her influence. At the same time, she signaled Lin to seize the opportunity and strengthen his position with Lumen. Lin, frustrated because he already had a wife, refused to seduce anyone, but she understood the boundaries. Meanwhile, Ming reprimanded Lumen for her actions, unaware that every move was intentional and strategic. Lumen noticed that one of her earrings was missing, an item stored in Lin's office. He confronted her directly, demanding the truth. He warned that if she did not reveal everything, she would expose him as Ming's secret ally, which would completely ruin his plan. Lin tried to reason with her, but she remained firm. She even threatened that she could reveal to Ming that Lin was secretly investigating him, undermining all his schemes. According to plan, she invited Lumen to her home. She wanted to show that despite appearances, and tells Lumen that Lin's heart belonged entirely to her. Yuji tells her that Lin always appreciate her and talk about her. Lumen feels happy. She presented the earring to suggest she suspected Lin of having an affair, creating tension. Saying this, she slapped Lin and asks whose earring is this and what are you doing? Seeing this, Lumen feels happy that Lin had carefully keep her earring. She thought that Lin loved her. When Lumen tried to approach, Lin firmly moved her aside, asserting that his heart belonged solely to his wife. Lumen was left stunned, her expression a mixture of surprise and awe. He had flatly rejected her, stepping outside with a calm firmness. He went straight toward Yuji, addressing her with complete clarity. Do whatever you want, but keep me out of all this. I will not deal with any of your scheme. Understand? The whole city knows I am your husband, and you are my wife. If you are so interested in Ming, why don't you seduce him yourself? Why pull me into it? That I have to seduce Ming's wife. Her anger flared uncontrollably at his words, and in a burst of fury, she slapped him sharply. I don't need anyone else's help. I will handle this myself, she declared. By stepping outside, she had, in a sense, become close to Lumen, forging a link she could exploit. She requested him to take her to the pharmacy type set up in his house, insisting she just wanted to observe. As she stepped inside, her eyes fell on a rare ingredient. Lumen had stealthily stolen it earlier, and now she studied the medicine being prepared in the house. The name caught her attention. Wallingji. She froze. This was exactly what her father had worked with years ago. The roots of this entire operation traced back to him, and nobody had ever discovered it. She calculated silently how she could transport some of this valuable material without raising suspicion. While she was absorbed in her observation, Ming arrived unexpectedly. Mrs. Lin, should I drop you home? He asked casually, then quickly added, tell me honestly, what did Rui tell you? She must have said something about me, right? She denied it, claiming nothing had been revealed. But then he tried to force himself on her in the car. She managed to escape, slipping out into the street just as Lin appeared, her timely intervention saving her once again. Watching this, even our hero seemed to be caring more than she could comprehend. Fuming, she locked herself in the restroom. Outside, Auntie and Lin knocked relentlessly, calling her to open the door. Lin finally had to force the door open, but she pushed him away, insisting, you don't need to worry about me. You don't help in my work anyway, so keep your distance. Lin, taken aback, could do nothing but respect her will. The next day, as she prepared to carry out her investigation, Lin asks where was she going and also stops her, but she waved him off. Mind your own business. You don't need to interfere anymore. Lin, knowing the stakes, instructed Han to keep a close watch, but not interfere, ensuring a full stock of observation. He noticed subtle signs that Lin's heart had softened toward her. Yuji watched Lumen follow a child carrying clothes and releases like someone is behind her. Lin, observing her from afar, assisted silently, allowing her to operate unnoticed by Lumen. She confronted Lin. Why are you here? You could have helped me in better ways, yet you used this method. She insisted he stay away, accusing him of failing to support her earlier. Lin, patient but firm, replied, I did help, and next time, if you ask me, I won't help you again. She realized Lumen already had a son, a fact Ming might not know, and a man daily beats them. He was beating her when Yuji comes and helps her. Lumen requests to not tell anything to Ming. LL give you whatever you want. She gives her earrings to Yuji. Yuji says she doesn't want anything, but she wants the specific things from the pharmacy setup. She says her men will come, and you have to help to take things. Lumen agrees immediately. Lin was also listening them, which means he hadn't gone yet. She saw the bracelet in Lumen's hand and took it because she had received from her father on her birthday, a deeply sentimental item, and tears welled in her eyes. Memories of her father's love overwhelmed her, mixed with the determination to take revenge on Ming for past wrong. Today, due to much drunk, she was going to fell when Lin holds her. Intoxicated but determined, she insisted on pastries from a shop that had long closed. Lin arranged for it to be reopened specially, preparing pastries and feeding her himself, displaying an unspoken affection. Somewhere deep down, he was developing developing feelings for her. She, sensing this, leaned in, closing the distance, and kissed him passionately. Lin froze. The next day was full of surprises. Yuji woke up in Lin's room, still groggy, nursing a hangover with soup in hand. As soon as he tried to talk about the events of the previous night, she acted as if she remembered nothing. Frustrated, he left, thinking that if she didn't remember, he wouldn't mention it either. Meanwhile, she was focused on hiring men to retrieve the materials from the warehouse. Some troublemakers were causing obstacles, but a stranger intervened immediately, helping her handle the situation. Now she could assign tasks freely. The men obeyed, receiving payment, a change of clothes, and clear instructions from Lin. He knew Yuji would never ask for help freely, so he operated secretly behind the scene, ensuring everything went smoothly. Without Ming present, they entered the warehouse. She carefully observed the production of drugs, noting the details. Overhearing the workers, she realized that Lin had hired them to assist her. They were fully under her control. Following instructions, they transported the materials to another man who oversaw the opium trade. Lin's lighter caught the man's attention, and he recognized that the helper belonged to Lin, Ming's best friend. He immediately cooperated, handing over the documents and files she required. She warned him that Ming was attempting to deceive them, suggesting they join forces. Initially resistant, he eventually relented, giving her the document, knowing a press conference would expose Ming's dark deed. Watching everything quietly, Lin realized that the previous night's closeness, the kiss, the drunken act, was part of her calculated plan. She had secretly taken his lighter to manipulate events. Now armed with proof, she demonstrated her determination. I understand you want to expose Ming. Let's work together, she said, her tone firm. He grabbed her, anger evident in her eye. You took advantage of me last night. Now it's my turn. I must be compensated. Boldly, he kissed her. Meanwhile, Lumen's attempt to hide her son and husband from Ming failed. He held them in check, furious at the secrecy. She clarified that only one person knew everything. This revelation shocked him. The warehouse had been cleared of materials, intensifying his anger. Why did my friend betray me behind my back? Lin was investigating him with his wife. He goes to Lin. He asks Ipu were my best friend. Why did you do that with me? Lin displayed the scars from previous conflicts, reminding her of past false accusations and beatings. Do you remember why this happened? Because of you. I want my revenge, he said, his voice tight with rage. Ming's men restrained him, warning that if the files weren't delivered, he would never be spared. She felt immense tension. She wanted to avenge her father and expose Ming, yet she also needed to save her husband. After much internal struggle, she decided not to expose Ming. Her priority became rescuing her husband. Surely she also likes Lin very much, but she is not ready to admit it. She instructed everyone firmly, I'm going to free Lin. If I don't return, you must act. They understood and prepared to support her fully, not only for her but to save their boss also. She went to Ming with documents, trying to make him understand that Lin had to be freed, but he refused. Meanwhile, whatever Ming had been doing had reached her father, Song Ming, who was the mayor of the city. Song Ming always wanted to become chairman so that everyone would listen to her decision. He was furious knowing that Ming had been secretly trading opium, which had been banned for a long time. He immediately ordered, release Lin at once. If you don't, no one will be able to stop me. After some struggle, Lin was finally rescued through their connections. She brought him home and carefully applied medicine to his injuries. She noticed marks on his neck caused by Ming, which she treated gently. At the same time, Han arrived and told him that Song Ming wanted to meet him. Song Ming invited them to dinner that evening. He agreed, thinking that if Song Ming invited them, it must be safe. In the next scene, he is shown sitting with Song Ming. He needed Lin's help to secure the chairman's position, and since he had already saved him from Ming's trap, Lin reassured her, don't worry. Very soon, you will become chairman, and no one will stand in your way. Some documents were presented to help him understand how to succeed in his role. He felt happy and reassured to see that Lin was on her side. Later, it was discovered that Song Ming was also Lin's father and learned the shocking truth that her mother's death had been connected to him. Song Ming had killed his mother throughout his mistress. He didn't know that his son is alive. Lin wanted revenge for her mother and was carefully planning how to disrupt them. Watching from the window, Yuji noticed everything that was happening, while Han realized the situation immediately. He thought, my boss has managed every situation perfectly except for winning a girl's heart. I'll have to do it myself. He gives money to an aunt, and send her to Yuji to praise Lin. They arrived and began complimenting her bravery, talking about all the injuries she had endured during the fight, emphasizing that he had never given up. 2 more boys joined in and praised his courage, highlighting how fearless he was. After that, Han handed them money for their efforts, and both Lin and Yuji noticed everything, smiling at him and says, "Wow, I didn't know that your boss is so brave," and laughed. Han took them away. She was worried, wondering whether Lin had really participated in the fight and gotten so many stitches. Lin reassured her, "Don't worry, I'm fine." He realized that she genuinely cared about her, which impressed him deeply. Lin wondered what to do next, and Han suggested shopping. He wanted him to appear confident and impressive in front of Yuji. He even prepared food for her. She was surprised at how well prepared Lin was at home, noticing little details like strawberries neatly arranged for her. She asked who had arranged them, and he lied, saying it was Han. She thanked him and walked away politely. Lin grabbed her hand and suggested they go shopping together. During the shopping trip, she ended up carrying all the bags for Han. Later, he took her to a pastry shop, where he had arranged that everyone visiting that day would get free pastries. Everything had been well planned to impress her and to show how much he cared. But she disappointed him, saying firmly, "You don't have to do all this for me. Don't think I have feelings for you. I'm helping you only because of the deal we made. I need to prove my father's innocence and get revenge on Ming." Despite all his efforts to impress her and protect her, she remained focused on her goal. She reminded him again that her mission was to ensure her father's innocence and take revenge on Ming, not to develop any personal feeling. Lin could only watch, frustrated, but understanding that her resolve was strong. So that was the reason, and that was all they wanted to hear. Poor Lin's heart sank, thinking, does she really not like me? It hurt him deeply, but there was nothing he could do. Meanwhile, Song Ming had invited them all to dinner. On behalf of themselves, Ming and his wife tried to apologize, but she immediately said, "You don't need to apologize. The one who made the mistake, Ming, was already taken him of." That was exactly what everyone wanted to hear. Even after repeated insistence from her father, Ming had no choice but to apologize. Along with that, he had slightly injured himself to make his mischief look serious. Her father, having some work, left. Then Ming noticed Yuji eating the fisheye. Surprised, he asked, "Are you sure you like it?" He says, "I'm feeling like you are not Yuji." She smiled and says, No, who told you that? My husband likes it." She quickly served him more and carefully placed another plate for Lumen. Poor Lumen had no choice, though she didn't enjoy it. That night, they sat together discussing plans, reviewing their strategy to expose Ming in front of everyone. Ming had already taken Lumen's son and her husband for his scheme, but Lin had successfully rescued both. The big party was approaching, and Song Ming had invited them. Their plan was clear: reveal Lumen's betrayal, show how Yuji's family had been deceived, and expose how he had got Lumen to his side and gives the face of Yuji to Lumen, trying to take over the Yuji family business for Ming. She was thrilled at the idea and prepared carefully. He had been gifted a beautiful dress for the party, and seeing it reminded her that she had worn it once before. A flashback showed her at the shop, wearing the same dress. She liked noticing some studs, and Lin's eyes were also on them. But she immediately got those studs by giving money quickly. At that moment, he realized he really liked her, and in his heart, Yuji already held a special place. Through Ming, she got another chance to meet her, and he was determined never to let her go again. He loved her deeply, and it was clear from his every gesture. Ming, meanwhile, was desperate to uncover her real identity. Whenever he got a chance, he confronted her, demanding, "I know you're not Yuji. Tell me the truth. Who are you?" Calmly, she explained that she had only taken Yuji's identity to claim his property. She offered a deal. "If you want me to fulfill all your wishes, why not transfer the Yuji family business to my name? I will start working for you." Ming tried to get closer, but she snapped. "Why are you being disrespectful?" She slapped him and ran away. Lin noticed the marks on her neck and asked what had happened. She explained that it was all because of Ming and told him not to worry about the details. Their focus remained on exposing Ming at the party. He handed her medicine to treat the injury she had received. The next day, at the party, everything was set in motion. Ming tried to tease Yuji, but Lin took his wife's side and drove Ming away. Lumen's husband and son also arrived, ready to reveal her true identity. Chaos erupted as everyone realized the shocking truth. This girl had a husband and a son, and Ming had been hiding this all along. The crowd was stunned, gossip spreading quickly. Ming becomes angrier and says you are lying. The little child says mama to Lumin. Her husband says Lumin had married him and child is their son. Then Ming's father, Song Ming, arrived with Yuji's uncle. The uncle explained how Yuji had disappeared for 2 years and everyone had searched desperately. When she was finally found, they discovered she had a husband and a son. Thankfully, the Song family had accepted her back, protecting her from humiliation. No one truly knew the full story yet. In reality, nothing that people were saying had actually happened. It was all lies. Ming had instructed the uncle to spread false stories, which made her extremely angry. Why are they lying? Making up stories? I will not forgive them, she thought. Before taking any rash action, she paused and controlled herself. Song Ming wanted to punish this man, but Lin stepped in, saying, "There's no need for you to do that. I will handle him myself." Thus, Lumin's husband and son were both safe. Now it was time to take revenge on the uncle. Yuji had asked a friend to serve the uncle a lot of wine, which made him vulnerable and careless. Then she appeared boldly, demanding, "Where is my father, and what were you doing behind his back? Tell me the truth, or I will go directly to him." The uncle panicked. She also revealed another shocking truth. Ming had married a girl pretending to be Yuji, but it was actually Yuji's face she had assumed. Furthermore, they discovered that the uncle, together with Ming, had tried to betray her father. They were not involved in drug dealing, but when the uncle and Ming realized this, they attacked her family. This made her furious. I will never forgive these uncles, she thought. She had revealed all the truth she needed, and her mission was complete. At the press conference, she planned to expose everything to the world. Lin says you should not harm herself. You can do that with other methods. Why did you do that? When Lin tried to dry her hair, he could not control his emotion. He kissed her passionately. From their interactions, Lumin's husband realized that the girl pretending to be Yuji was actually Yuji, a revelation that shocked him. They realized they needed to inform Ming immediately, who still didn't know the truth. The man demanded money for clearing his debts, but Ming killed him and says, after this, you will never have to repay anything. Lumin began crying, realizing she had to rescue her son, who was still in Lin's custody. Ming refused to listen to her and said, I am letting you live, and that should be enough. Yuji then called the reporters and revealed everything she knew about the uncle, warning that the news needed to spread so everyone would learn about Ming's deceit. Suddenly, Ming arrived, shouts that if someone had dared to expose him, even the police officer present could not intervene. Ming tried to grab Yuji, demanding, did you think I wouldn't find out it was you? She spat in her face, enraging him even more. Luckily, Lin arrived just in time, ready to fight. He protected his wife while Han and other men joined in the battle. During this, Ming attempted to attack Lin, but Yuji shot him, ending his threat once and for all. When Song Ming learned his son had been attacked, he became extremely angry and ordered his men to capture whoever was responsible. Recognizing the danger, the group knew they had to leave quickly. As Song Ming was the mayor and extremely powerful, Han advised a careful strategy for escaping safely. That night, while resting, he remembered her mother and realized how deeply she had loved and protected him. Her mother also works in Song Ming's house and used her. One day Song Ming wants to get rid of Lin's mother, so Song Ming sent his wife to kill Lin and his mother. Somehow, Lin survived, but her mother died, and since then, he had been burning with anger. He was looking at photos of himself and his mother when suddenly Yuji woke up and asked, what are you doing? With all those wounds on your body, it must be hard to sleep below. Come upstairs with me instead. By then, Lin had arrived, and the two were discussing where they could go next. Song Ming was still out there, and he would not let them escape. Lin said, don't worry, protecting you is my duty. They decided they would escape to a remote village and build a new life there. The next day, Song Ming's soldiers were searching everywhere, and they had to move cautiously to avoid being caught. However, the people responsible for helping them turned out to be traitors. Even Han, who tried to help them, was shot and killed. They were devastated because Han, such a loyal man, was now gone. Still, the soldiers failed to capture them, which only made Song Ming angrier. Knowing Lin was wounded, she tried to take him to a hospital, but they were too clever to let anyone leave easily. Lin explained to her how she could remove the bullet from his body, and she did it just as he had shown her. Finally, the bullet was removed, but Lin was still unconscious. She became extremely emotional, thinking, when will your eyes open? All of this is happening because of me. I'm so sorry. She tried waking him, but he didn't respond. One day, Yuji's eyes suddenly opened. She saw him standing there, determined to take revenge for Han. She realized that Song Ming was actually his real father, which he refused to accept at first. Yuji even made soup for him, showing care, and Lin reassured her, "Don't worry. Soon, I will take you away from here." She felt emotional because she had taken such a brave step. That night, Lin wanted to take her away, but she refused, saying, "I don't want to be with you. I won't go." She even threw down the ring he had given her at their wedding, saying she didn't need it. She explained that she had made a deal with Song Ming. He would return her family business, and he would ensure their safety. While these negotiations were happening, Song Ming appeared to capture him. He handed himself over without resistance. Song Ming angrily accused him. "Because of you, my son died." He had no idea that he was actually his child. He revealed, "I am your son." Song Ming was shocked. A flashback showed Yuji walking up to him, saying, "I know you will be angry that your son died, but what happened was necessary. Make a deal with me. Lin is important to you. Take him. In return, give me back the Yuji family business." Song Ming, realizing she was telling the truth, agreed. Lin could now help him become chairman. Song Ming remembered the mysteries he had forced his wife to confront and realized they were long buried. He said, "Even if I lost one son, it doesn't matter. Work with me." He accepted, working with Song Ming under a hidden mission to take revenge for all the wrong, including her mother's death, and reclaim the Yuji family. Yuji publicly revealed everything to the media, making it clear that the Yuji family business was rightfully hers. During the press conference, some people tried to create a scene, refusing to do business with her. Behind it all, Lin had been protecting her, ensuring that no harm would come her way. She had been left behind in the middle of everything, even though I had been trying to help her escape. She abandoned me, and because of that, I could never forgive her. Every move he made, he seemed to be helping his father, making him happy, while behind the scenes, he was investigating everything secretly. Yuji had come to speak to Lin, saying, "You're not acting properly with us at all." Lin replied, "What have you done? Tell me." His anger stemmed from the fact that she had abandoned him midway. Even now, he offered her drinks, which she drank. But despite all that, he kept obstructing her work. Her anger grew. She had driven away some of his men. She was handling everything herself, even with the scars and marks on her hands from the work she had done. Lin felt bad and had one of his men arrange a fake hostage situation to make her feel his presence. But it wasn't him. It was someone else pretending. Despite all her efforts, some shareholders were still reluctant, refusing to do business with her. Then Lin comes there and says that working with him would benefit them greatly. He even offered money. When they refused, he slightly tortured them, and they become scared and agrees to work with him. Lin says to her, "Do you really think you can escape me so easily?" Not happening, so she has no other way because Lin always interfere. All of this was because of Song Ming. She reached the hall where he had set up his meeting, stating, "I will stay here until Yuji's memorial is done. I won't leave until it is." Song Ming was furious. "You killed my son, and now you're here?" he roared. He ordered Lin to kill her, but he couldn't harm Yuji directly. Instead, he tried to intimidate her. "Leave immediately." But she, stubborn as ever, refused. She wanted to stay until the memorial was over. While she was setting the table, Song Ming left in anger. Lin approached her angrily. He said, "You think I'll let you go easily because I spared you before? No, I'll torture you daily so you'll enjoy the pain more." He had no idea Song Ming was listening carefully and planning her own moves. Behind the scenes, she was continuing her investigation, hoping to find evidence against them. She wouldn't let them escape lightly. As Song Ming approached, she tried to hide. Suddenly, her eyes fell on a mark resembling her father's ring. She asked a maid about it and discovered that her father had indeed been there, and this ring was once his. Perhaps it had been lost or sold, but now it was right before her. Lin noticed all this and demanded, "Hand over all the documents you stole from the office." She agreed, but only if he first returned her father's ring. Lin quickly found it and gave it to her, and she handed over the documents. Finally, she caught the maid and asked where she had gotten the ring. The maid explained everything. One day, she had seen it in Song Ming's office, marked with traces of blood. It became clear to her that Song Ming had killed her father. All the illegal dealings of the opium trade were under his control. Later, they had even brought Ming's son forward to cover their tracks, which explained why they were so regretful about his death. Her anger boiled over when she realized that Song Ming was behind all of it. She vowed, "I will never forgive him." As Lin entered the office, he saw a uniform and was furious, thinking, "I'll never let you become chairman. Let's see what happens first." Just as he was about to act, Yuji arrived. Hearing her, Lin immediately tried to hide, but then Song Ming finally entered the office, his presence commanding and threatening. "I know you've been secretly investigating me," he said coldly. "You think I'd never find out? That's your biggest misunderstanding." Hearing this, she finally understood why Yuji had handed her over to Song Ming earlier. He had done it to protect his life because she loved him deeply and didn't want him in danger. At the same time, the full shocking truth hit her. Song Ming had killed her father. He had been orchestrating all the illegal opium trade. Her father had no part in it. All the guilt she had wrongly carried for years now seemed meaningless. Song Ming threatened her, his voice sharp and unforgiving. "You'll never do anything against me." With that, she turned to leave, but Lin pulls her. He realized that the ring she had thrown away wasn't lost at all. It had been made into a necklace and remained around her neck as a symbol of hope and connection. That night, Lin called her to the pastry shop, promising to wait. He knew deep down that she likes him. At the shop, he spent the day preparing countless pastries, each one a silent invitation, each one filled with hope that she would appear. Yet she didn't come, watching from a distance, too hesitant to approach him. When he finally left, she quietly collected the pastry, leaving behind a small trail of her present. Lin suddenly appears and says he had been nearby the entire time. They started to kiss each other. They spent the rest of the evening together, finally letting themselves relax. In the midst of laughter and small, intimate moments, they began planning their ultimate strategy. They had to send Song Ming to his place by any means. They had already made a plan. He says, "Just watch how I will destroy Song Ming." Anyway, they both were happy together and kissed. Yuji was happy that Lin is with her. As they prepared to leave, they reached a shop where she suggested buying a new dress, an excuse to be close. On their way to the other city, some of Song Ming's men intercepted them, claiming her father had summoned him. Song Ming was furious, says he was attempting to undermine him and prevent his path to the chairman's seat. But Yuji had already prepared her men, ensuring Lin would be rescued and their plan carried out flawlessly. Song Ming remained happy, unaware that every move had been planned. He comes to know everything at the last that Yuji wanted to take revenge for his father, Lin for his mother, and he also become Ming's friend only to get closer to him. They ask Song Ming to take his life because they can't dirty their hands with his blood. Then Yuji was handling her all business. Finally, after executing their plan and killing their enemies, Lin and she were reunited. He takes care of her. They kissed and lives peacefully.